Yo, 365, shake my hand and hope you guys are doing well. Well, in front of you, I guess, is our intro video for the course plane. To remind you guys, the link is down below to get access to a full institutional supply and demand course. Once you get into the dashboard, you should see something that looks like this. Once you've enrolled, please take care. I got a few questions, so I want to quickly answer them right now. Do not skip. Do not, if you buy the full course, don't rob yourself. Don't rob yourself and go, well, I don't understand, only supply and demand number 4, especially if you haven't done the course with me for the first time. Don't skip anything. Really spend time going through, each lecture in the order that it comes, because what happens is a lot of traders think what they need to know is a bunch of trading strategies, trading techniques, and then they simply apply them. And if you follow how I've designed my course, every single lecture gives you a set of rules, each rule built into the next one. There are some supply and demands that you absolutely cannot understand or even begin to facilitate them on how price moves without you understanding the previous supply and demands that come through. So do not skip. It makes no sense. Remember, the platform will always tell you how far you are. So when I'm sitting down with you at my one-on-ones, I know what kind of a person I'm dealing with. Are you a student who's completed the course and you have genuine questions? You're someone who's just looking for some quick noodle setup and you don't want to learn, you just want someone to spoon feed you money, right? Which is definitely not how I work, right? But more importantly, it is a guided approach to protect you from not understanding. Say you get all the supply and demands, but you don't understand areas of values because you skipped that lecture because you didn't think it was important, and you get a valid supply, on a wrong trend. You get a valid supply according to you, but the area of value is not intact because you skipped this lecture. It just makes no sense, right? So please take care to go through every single lecture. Take care to actually, go through the lesson activities, because that's the only way me and you are going to know you're ready. All right. So after a couple of lectures, a little bit of homework to do. It's the only way I can go through the charts I've asked you to go through, do what I've asked you to do in the homework setup. It will always be based on the lessons that you've just done. So every 4 to 5 lectures, there's an activity for you to do. Do that. Back test me by doing this homework. See for yourself, price follow the rules. See if I'm lying to you. If it didn't work in the past historically, there's a 99% chance that it's not going to work in the future. So you have this opportunity to take these lessons activities to do this stress-free with no money on the line. All right, so that's just the announcement I wanted to quickly put out, before we start. But today we are looking at CADJPY. There's a lot of work I'd like us to get through today. Those of you who were following all my videos last year, this is the US 10-year Treasury map on government bonds. This is the US 10-year Treasury map on government bonds, right? Look at where we are, right? We're really broken out of structure, right? So you can imagine how Powell is sitting and feeling right now. If you have access to this, happy trading, right? If your broker allows you to trade Treasury bonds, if you're in America and you bought some, you've been holding, what a nice way, a simple way to make money, right? So CADJPY is the asset of the day, CADJPY. And while my platform is loading, just remember I'm doing long wave analysis on each individual asset that I'm going to be looking at the whole year with you on this channel, right? As soon as I'm done with that, what's going to happen is I'm going to go back to my War Room series, and my War Room series is where basically every Sunday I give you trading signals for the week. But until I get through all these assets, I don't want to do any war rooms because I've been a little bit out of touch with the markets between the months of January up until the beginning of April. All right, so this is my old chart. This is, well, by old I mean my 2022 CADJPY chart. You know, we had a cool. Last time we traded this chart, we were selling, but those sales have long been closed ever since. You know, markets came back, so I'd locked profits, but markets came back here and then kicked me out, then further drop, and then kind of like ranged a bit, right? So we got kicked out, similar to the CAD Swiss franc trade that I've been running since September, right? Some of these trades I took profits, right? So this ran from October up until just December, clean swings up until the end of the year, as given out in the war rooms. The war rooms are not locked up. My war rooms are not in my private course. The war rooms are given for free on YouTube. All you have to do is just pay attention to that stuff, right? So this is where price is right now, and we can see that markets are finally slowly but surely starting to recover. And today we want to break down the future of CADJPY according to supply and demand for the year 2023. What we do in these videos is want to assess, are we buyers or sellers overall, right? Not like we're trying to get a sentiment based on structure, right? We want to make sure we're on the right side of price. Right, so this is CADJPY on the 12-month chart. I'm going to look at the 12-month chart, 3-month chart, 1-month chart, 1-week chart, daily chart, then we're going to call it a day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Right, so we've got, you know, clearly what appears to be a very sluggish asset for the most time. Massive window of consolidation, right, from about, say, 1991. You know, price came back in 2008, right, and then markets are heading back there. Clearly, price is trying to fill the wick, you know, right there in front of us, right? Market is trying to fill last year's candlestick wick, right? So this is where this candlestick here represents 2022, and we're going to try and fill that wick, right? Outside of that, before this massive consolidation broke, price fell from about 10 years before that, 1982, all the way to about 1990, 1991, all right? And then we come into, you know, things that are currently have our full attention, which is this incredible supply during the 2008 financial crisis of the banks. Markets created a strong supply. Markets hit that supply in 2014-15, then dropped, created a new supply. Markets broke the supply, so that's why I don't care about it, right? So if you look very carefully, markets went slightly above this. So this is the only supply that matters here to the left. We have a fresh touch. Now we're coming in again for a retest. Will price fall? Will price hold? Will price drop? This 12-month chart, guys, is so significantly important for those of you who one day, I hope to God, I pray, will become swing to positional traders. There's nothing wrong with day trading. Day trading has been very exciting, especially as I was building module 3 and back testing and really trying to figure it out myself one more time. And you know, I can see why there's an appeal to it. But the way my life is set up, I really prefer set and forget. I've got a lot of other things I need to do. So this is kind of like something that we need to kind of like figure out, that price needs to figure out. Two massive blocks of supply sitting on top of each other, right? But the most immediate one is obviously where price is right now. We'll draw this later if it becomes significant. Presidential chart. All right, let's look for demands. Let's not be one-sided. Guys, this is the tennis match here. I'm using a condensed mic. My neighbors are back. You should see where we stay. It's actually, I don't know how to describe it, quite remote, next to a lake, very nice, next to the Cat River. So it's a river, actually, it's not even a lake, Cat River. And we sometimes have hippos, I've moved, blah, 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 long story. But yeah, so, and then it's like some of these homes are borderline only used as holiday homes next door anyways, where the residents are not there. So today they're back. They're back with a bang. Lots and lots of loud music, right? So if you can hear that, I apologize, but I'm really hoping my condensed mic will kill that noise. Right, so we've got this interesting demand. I'm bringing that up just to apologize, by the way, just in case you can't hear it, because I can. I just don't know if the mic can pick it up. Right, on the 3-month chart, there we go. We've got a similar situation. I want to tighten this supply. There's no need to talk about this supply here, or this is not even a supply. You see, this is not even a supply. All right, remember, module 1, when you start to mine through these lectures, major turning points, major supply, how to profile an asset, sure, lecture 4, very important. And then when we get to this area now, lecture 5, 6, 7, areas of value. you will see that some things that look like supplies are actually not supplies based on imbalance tests and all these things that work well, right? But this doesn't matter, and this doesn't matter because price, in the last, I guess, year or so, June 2022 closed much higher. All right, and as price was closing much higher, price has not yet on the 3 months chart created a supply. On the monthly time frame, we could see a completely different story. We could see some short-term governors controlling price to the downside, but here we have nothing yet. Right, so I'm gonna then quickly, start to tighten what's in front of me here. I'm tightening this. Remember earlier on the 12 months chart, we were able to draw price all the way to the left. And then I said we'll draw this later. Just looking left, right, I can tell you that this is no longer an issue as well. That was taken out over there. And this might be an issue up here. That might be an issue. By issue, I mean a valid supply. If I draw the area of competition, you can see this is pretty much where price is drawing from, right? And because we don't have a valid supply to our left, and we don't have a valid supply here to our other left, well, then we can start to really, start to understand that markets could rally all the way there. Thinking carefully across sentiment, this is the CAD versus the Japanese yuan. Japanese yuan strategy is to always stay weak for low interest rates for macro outlook. Fine, we understand that. The CAD is generally influenced by oil. Oil just recently covered a gap, closed a gap. I would know because I'm actually in that oil trade. That one was just too good to be true, right? We'll see how that goes, right? But the stronger oil is, the stronger CAD becomes. All right, so we've got this whole narrative on the 3 months, right? Still not enough information to kind of like base a trading strategy for the next month or two. But overall, I would say CADJPY wants to climb up, right? You can see on the presidential time frame, we've got a demand creating a demand. We've got a value-based demand. When we talk about value-based demand, that's we skip the basics now. We move on to module 2. This is our trader's edge. By the way, there's about 66 hours worth of trading videos here, but I think my module 2 starts off with value. There we go. Module 2, right here, very first lecture, which is lecture 22 in the whole series, value-based demand. We've got a value-based demand here, which is very important to have. You've got that confirmation of retail traders, right? And then markets rally. As the value is created, the value creates CP, continuation patterns, not PCP. PCP is potential continuation patterns. CP is literally trend-based demands, pushing the trend up, and that's what we have here in, say, about 2021, and now markets are there. If I look at this point here, ladies and gentlemen, and I start to wonder why on earth price stopped there, to confirm my hypothesis, I guess, of continuation patterns, all I need to do is to draw a bullish Fibonacci from the latest swing high, swing low, and then start to realize that, oh, okay, fine, I am right. It's just that I've been doing this for such a long time, so my eyes can catch it. You can see the red candlestick closed and the green candlestick opened at a continuation pattern number on the Fibonacci. 0.38 is normally called a PCP area, potential continuation pattern. That's already been confirmed. Markets didn't even wait to get to the order block, and now markets are going up, creating a bull run phenomenon, right? So all that selling that we did last year has definitely got the banks either, number one, taking profits on their sales, or number two, closing all their sales and resuming the longer term trade to the upside. How do we know there's a longer term trade to the upside? They are not removing demands, they keep removing supplies. They keep removing supplies. They keep removing supplies, right? So if they wanted to sell, they could have used that. 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 They're not. They're not using any of their supplies. They're removing their supplies and heading higher and higher, right? Creating buy-side liquidity. At some point, they'll take profit, but eventually we're going to get there. This is long-term analysis, right? So I'm not telling you what to do for tomorrow. I'm telling you what to do and what to look out for the rest of the year. We'll get to what we need to do tomorrow when we get to the relevant time frame. Right, moving on to the governing time frame, our monthly chart. Governor will tell us what to do in the short to medium term. In the short to medium term, price, right, bounced off that Fibonacci area that I told you about. On the 3 months chart, that Fibonacci area was potential PC 0.38. On the monthly time frame, I can't choose the swing low down here. This is the recent swing low to the recent swing high, so I'm adjusting my Fibonacci. So on the bigger time frame, pay attention. On the bigger time frame, it's a PCP on the 3-month chart. But on the governing time frame that tells us what to do, it's a golden ratio area, right? It is a confirmed buy, right? So confirmed retracement. They were buying, they took crazy profits, push price down, they're buying again, because when you want to buy with the banks, you want to buy low. How do you know? You get the drift. You get the drift. Let me not get too excited. It's just when my trading strategy and my continuous back testing over 8 years explains the wealth building that I am doing, I get excited. I get excited because there might one day in my life, or in my son's life, or in my daughter's life, or probably in my great-great-grandkids' life, where supply and demand will stop having the type of efficiency it does in the market. And to be to that new generation to figure out a new smart money type of trading when smart money develops. But until then, I'm so happy that, historically speaking, since the beginning of capitalism, supply and demand is done absolutely well. Right. Now, as we're taking profits, I've explained this many times. What does price do? As soon as you close your longs, in this case, but same with shorts, but when you're taking profits for longs, markets will start to sell. When you're taking profits for longs, markets will start to sell. I am looking for an equal supply, right? So all of this was smoked, right? All of that was taken out, and now price is here, right? Then markets finally got up there to the higher supply, and banks use that to take profits on the governing time frame, right? Cool, I understand you. And then if you really think about it, last year, if we go back to our war rooms last year, this is September. Remember, we started to sell in October, right? Look at this. This is why we sold last year in October in my war rooms. Those of you who attended my war rooms, those of you who took the free signals on the channel, everything is recorded on the channel. You can go see for yourself. No video has been taken down. You can see for a fact that you were told this stuff. You won't have to sit for hours. Literally, just check the titles. All the assets looked at in each war room are written down. It was given, right? So this is why we sold last year October, because price had arrived at a significant supply, and that's where the banks took profits, and now they're going back up. As I record this today, the date is the 29th of April. By Monday, right, it will be the 1st of May, which means this candlestick, when markets open for retail traders on Monday, today's Saturday, I don't know when you'll see this video, but just know that on Monday, when markets open, this candlestick will have closed. It closed, technically speaking, on Friday, but we'll see a new candlestick start on Monday. As I am looking at the governing time frame, the governing time frame has changed hands as a new demand has taken shape based on the month of April, the close of the month of April. All right, and this new demand is going to do its job to try and push price up for the next 1 or 2 months, right? And right next to it, to meet it halfway in the way, is a bandaged supply, a supply that was technically caused by profit taking, right? So this is the battle for the month of May, right? At least I've mapped out the whole month of May for you. Trust me, catch yourself selling CADJPY, you have issues in your life, right? About 373 pips for the grabs towards the upside. Will price come back for a retest? I don't know. Let's find out. The weekly time frame shows us that markets have started to build a short but tiny army, right? Creating a buy there, and they're using this momentum to go up. They're using this momentum to go up. If we get any pullbacks, it will be simply to clear this area here. Right? Just look out for this area here to be first cleared. And just watch how price reacts. Remember, they're going to be creating liquidity across all lanes. Multiple supplies to look out for. This is a nested supply. In the governing time frame, there's obviously a higher supply, which is obviously nested in the major not major, but the first supply that we sold it last year. The major supply is obviously, a whole lot higher, from where price is right now. All right. And I hope I haven't confused you there. Right. So weekly demand, multiple demand areas. If I can get a buy inside these zones, that would be beautiful. Right, so this is how price ended on Friday. If you've been following these videos, our third video in the series, the playlist is called Asset by Asset. You can still sit through every single video in that playlist because it's relevant. I'm mapping out trades for the whole of 2023 in terms of trades. And USD JPY actually gave us a 1:3 hit on Friday, right? A similar candlestick on USD JPY. Anything JPY, I'm pretty sure, will look like this on your charts on Friday, right? So this was quite big, and like any other chart, USD JPY, CADJPY prices arrived at a supply. So we need to see how the month of what's it called, of May is how price is going to react to that. But you see this straight line here, this is going to start to create problems of equal highs, which generally is where price loves to create some liquidity, because support and resistance traders are going to be drawing very similar lines like this and talking about how markets is found a resistance, and then markets are going to wait for price to accumulate there where people want to sell, and before you know it, you're going to get an actual tag at a better supply, which is the one I've just marked there, where price will buy through, take out every single support and resistance traders stop loss, right? Grab all this liquidity in this area here, and then when they're done with retail traders, what's going on with my thing? There we go. When they're done with all the stop losses here, price will then react to the supply and sell. So just be on the right side of price. I'm not interested in any of those things. Remember, everything in the green zone is in confluence with price. I would love price to come all the way down here. That's what I would prefer. I would prefer to wait for price to come back all the way down there. Why? We've got a clean bullish engulfing pattern. It's within a demand zone. It's a higher low compared to the last low. And when we get down here, I will be then guaranteed a buy. If price does this, sure, that's exciting. But what I would like for price to do is to first come here and then come back down. And preferably, for the next 2 weeks of May, actually first remove this supply. But if it doesn't remove this supply and price still comes down, I'm happy to take the risk as long as the take profit mark is here, right? So I'm going to remove this line. No, actually I won't. I'll put a take profit line. I'm going to start putting take profit lines on my charts. I'm going to make them green for you. So if you see a green line, that's where you need to get out, right? Is that clear? It's because it's something that I do on my live trading platforms that I just don't do on TradeView, because TradeView is already so colorful, right? So this is a supply right above where I think the real selling will happen, and if I can get price to come to me down there, that would be great, right? So why would I have to take profits? I'll be forced to take profits by the green line if markets don't remove the supply first. Markets don't remove that supply, I am forced to end my trade there, because this is not really a long-term swing trade, because there's a supply along the way. The supply could bring price back down and zero me out, right? But if markets remove the supply before coming down, then take profit 1 will be there, take profit 2, and final take profit will be up there, right? 365. My name is Leroy James, my Siri. The link's down below if you want to join us, if you want to get access to how I think through price. Please start off with module 1, and those of you already have access, please go through the lectures in order. Don't rob yourself of such great information. Looking forward to talking to you in the next video. Thank you. Peace. Oh yeah, please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.